Public transit sucks. It's far too lurid an experience.
The
highly strung and the degenerately chill, confined together inside a pressure cooker. Complicated blend of flavors, the aroma of human friction in the air. The recipe is a disaster, and every single day the stew is ruined. It's the 4chan of the real world. And there are small consolations, of course. You might see a pretty lady or two, and that's great and all, but I never shoot my shot. And it doesn't make up for the fact that 99% of the time, I'm looking at this. And I'm looking at this. And I'm looking at this. Necessary evils, I'm told. There's a button in case of emergencies, but it seems like we as society are willing to tolerate quite a bit before the threshold of emergency has been reached. Makes me think, maybe we're all a lot braver than we ever give ourselves credit for. Maybe we're all just so traumatized. Either way, it's definitely a better idea to stay passive in this environment. In here, one's ability to take control of the situation is determined by how deep one is willing to sink. And I'm more of a floater. Uh-oh. Ugh. Oh shit, this train is cursed.
Alright, dickheads, listen up! Listen up! I'm a taxi through the room. I didn't get my bonus. Come on, sit down properly! Tell you what I'm best today! Don't fuck me with a place, Watson! Have some, Watson, have some! I'm a trigger one day, Watson, have some! Have
Jesus Christ. Sometimes you get on a train that's destined to fail. There's nothing your presence can do about it. That's why I find going with the flow to be so appealing. In these situations, it seems pretty clear that were I to take a more active role, perhaps chiming in with a well-reasoned argument, the situation would simply escalate and be further provoked by my pathological debate lord tactics. Unable to relent but not willing to stoop to the levels of physical confrontation, I'd gish gallop and end up being backed into a corner and have to call for help, which, due to the bystander effect and social media, would be rendered ineffective. Half the patrons too busy farming my humiliation for content, the other half too scared to interrupt the folks filming. So I've joined the rest of society in maintaining personal safety by keeping my big mouth shut. It's February.
Jingle bells ring and jingle bells ring. Dancing and prancing and jingle bells ring. In the frosty air.
Even though I've been staying quiet, keeping to myself, it's still not uncommon for me to be found on the wrong end of a verbal lashing. It's like wherever I go, folks aren't happy to see me. Like my mere presence is a challenge of sorts. As if I expose a side of them that they weren't aware of, and they resent me for the activation of their inner demons. I know a battle is raging inside, and I'm rooting for their better angels to emerge victorious, so I try not to hold it against them.
Nah, that's why I don't take the train though. Seriously, the one day I finally take the train, look what I see.
Dumbass fat bitch over there eating too many pork chops. Fat ass bitch. You fat bitch. Stop eating so many pork chops. Back up off the tank. Go on a diet. You fat ass bitch. You're too fucking fat. Nobody wanna fuck you. You're too fat, bitch.
Keep fighting the good fight, I guess. I'm rooting for you.
Stupid ass bitch. I don't give a fuck about the dog. I don't give a fuck. Get me off the train.
Must be the way I carry myself. Or some yet-to-be-named quality I have that seems to threaten people. Make them feel inadequate or something. All I know is that it's their baggage, and it ain't mine to carry. As an attempt to smooth things out, I'll just hit them up with a smile and let them know that it's all good. If that fails, I'll just pop my headphones in to drown out their unsolicited onslaught. But sometimes it's better to just catch another train. It's like Kenny Rogers used to say, you gotta know when to hold 'em and know when to fold 'em. I should get checked for low T. I just don't have the same bounce in my step anymore. Some people seem to have a fire in them, a blaze of eternal energy burning with the intensity of 1,000 golden suns. Whereas I'm over here barely keeping the pilot light on. Guess that's just what passes for a man these days. As low energy as I feel, and as tuckered out as I get, this environment keeps me on edge. And I'm wide awake, babe. They say the city never sleeps, but it's just one of many competing narratives in our postmodern society. I don't know what to make of anything these days. The line between public transit and community center seems blurred to me now, and it makes me uncomfortable. Gets me bent out of shape, you know? The worst part about public sleepers is that they create an atmosphere of coziness. End up casting an area of effect spell, making heavier the eyes of anyone in their vicinity. You might start thinking, hey, that looks nice. Or, we're allowed to do that? And before you're even able to counter that notion, you're waking up on the other side of town with no shoes. It's a real problem for the city. Get too many of these folks in a small train and you end up with an impromptu traveling siesta, threatening the next couple of hours of all who enter. I've even heard tales of individual power sleepers who could put a whole train to sleep. I just wish the city did more to protect us. The necessity for transit is the real problem. That's why I'm a futurist. In the societies of tomorrow, we won't need to move from place to place. We'll have the... Life pro tip: don't stick around in situations that compromise your sense of self-worth. Heard that.
Would it be nothing?
Mm-hmm.
Nothing
Mm-hmm.
without a woman or a girl.
Wait. What?
Man made the cars to take us on.
Well, I'm starting to feel a little underdeveloped here, so I think I'll move on.
To carry the heavy load.
Why is it so cold in here? I'm trapped.
Baby, it's slow. When lights go low, there's no help, no. He's drilling through the spirit of sanctus tonight.
I must not sleep.
Through the dark
Sleep is the time killer. Sleep is the little death that brings total obliteration. I will face my sleep.
If I check the handle, you'll die in your dreams. If I check the handle,